Welcome back to America's Commercial Real Estate Show. I'm Michael Bull. This segment is brought to you by realcrowd.com. Check them out for commercial real estate crowdfunding. It's realcrowd.com. Well, today we're talking about retail and retail real estate. And one of the things that's changing in retail is the experience and getting people out to your properties, getting people out to your stores. Well, a lot of people are using Google Maps these days, right? It seems like I talk to friends and they're like, well, how'd you get here? Well, I don't know. I just put it in Google Maps and it got me here, and there I was there. Well, you might want to know something that you can do with Google Maps for your retail properties and your retail stores. Please welcome my guest, Steve Barnes, and he's president of Barnes Creative Studios, joining us in Studio One. Steve, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Well, tell us about Google Streetview. It's like, and Streetview is not really kind of a fair name for it, is it?
Well, they've changed it a couple times. It was called Google Inside at one point, Business View. Now they've just taken the whole outside thing where the car goes by and passes and just takes an image as Street View, and now they're calling the interiors Street View, but unless you want the Google van, I guess, to drive inside, that's not going to be the way it plays. So you hire people like us who are trusted Google partners to go in, create the walkthrough on Google, and then those two kind of marry together.
All right. So, for an example, then you when you go to the property in Google, or you go to the store or the mall or something, you can actually on your computer or on your phone kind of walk in and look around.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. You can do a couple of things. Yeah. You can not only just walk around by tapping on your phone or on your computer. You can also get on with a virtual reality headset and bring it up in there. So they're really forward thinking what's coming with the Google stuff. It's pretty incredible from a retail point of view to be able to walk in somewhere and get that feeling like you've been there before.
Yeah.
Like the access. But on the flip side, as an owner of a property, to be able to have Google Street View for when the sale comes up, and you're able just to quickly send somebody one link that puts them at the front door of your business and taking them right inside to walk around. So it's kind of a teaser.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it when I'm looking at a restaurant. You look at the outside, maybe you're thinking about going there, okay, but if you can walk in the restaurant, right, kind of start looking around, you start to get a feel for what the experience might be there. Right?
There's a new retailer in Atlanta called Fruita Bowls, which is those acai bowls that have all the fruit and bananas and stuff. There's one on Roswell Road that just opened, and they had us do Google for them. And now, since it's unknown here, it's a franchise, but no one knows it here, you can pull it up, and when you're on Google, not only see the images that they load, they're pretty pictures of bowls, but a realistic look and walkthrough of the place. So you see, this is like a Starbucks, or it's got nice leather couches. It's got really cool furnishings. It's got great places to sit. It's not just a walk in and get something and walk out. So I think that helps conversion with Google, and like you said, to your point, everyone Googles everything.
Right. And so they can go to that store or restaurant and see that example. Can they also see some examples of these at your website?
Oh, absolutely. At barnescreativestudios.com, you can click on the portfolio, and there's a ton of Google live action stuff, everything from the Four Seasons Anguilla, if you want to feel like you're on vacation, to Gusto here in Atlanta, a restaurant. I mean, there's all types of things. There's an antique store on there, Foxglove Antiques, which is another case because people are buying, so now your store is open 24/7. When you're not there, you embed your Google tour on your contact page probably. Somebody walks in, and in the case of Foxglove Antiques, they can walk down each aisle and look at everything. So your wife can spend your money all the time now.
She doesn't need any help with that, Steve.
No? Google puts you there.
So for a store like that, I guess they keep things on their shelf, maybe a month or so at a time. Are they redoing it?
They are.
Okay.
2 or 3 times a year, because I guess the turnover, they're selling that many antiques that they want to keep it current. And they also get Matterport virtual tours. If you want to take it one step further, within Matterport, you can actually click and purchase. Google, you can't add all that. Google doesn't want you to put a bunch of, you can't. They don't allow it. But Matterport, it's a similar walkthrough where you tap the screen and walk through. But in the Matterport case, you can actually put items. So in the case of the antique store, you can put something directly to purchase the item, or the case of Fruita Bowls, information about the items. So there's a lot of ways. People are demanding it.
Right.
Google is giving way more credit now for contextual content.
Yeah.
So things on your website, especially Google products on your website, Search engine optimization is a huge one. Just the ranking overall, they're putting a lot of emphasis on local and on search.
Yeah, so let's talk about that for a moment. So if you are running a restaurant or a retail store or own a property with retail in it, if you can do these Google Street Views and have people able to kind of virtually walk in the space, walk around, it also helps with your local SEO for your business.
Absolutely. They don't divulge how it helps.
Yeah.
But you can read a million articles, and there's a lot that I've linked on my website just to educate people on the power of Google. And the beautiful thing, which is what you're going to love to hear, and also retailers, is it's cheaper. It's cheaper than Matterport, and it's pretty powerful because it's accessible on the map.
Well, let's talk about that too, because I think when we think of hiring a professional videographer to come in and video our entire store, retail, or shopping center or something, it sounds like a lot of money. So what are some of the price points?
For Matterport, think micro, and for Google, think macro. So Google's going to be a lot less stops. It's more for selling the context. Matterport's going to be for micro, for getting down into it and actually getting into items and getting into way more depth than the overall. A Matterport tour is $1,500 flat, up to 10,000 square feet. So a pretty big space. Google is only $399 for 5 jumps, which most retailers fall under.
Yeah.
To go from your front facade and then 4 clicks into the store. So like the Fruita Bowls case, that was $399.
Nice.
I try to keep the pricing low. I do a lot with hotels around the world, and we added that as a value add for them, but it's turned into a busy business while we're in Atlanta with commercial real estate and retail.
Yeah. Steve, what about if I own a shopping center or I manage a shopping center or some sort of mixed-use development? How might I use this Google Street View to help me with that?
The same way, but on a bigger scale. A couple ways. Consumer-wise, like let's take Avalon, for instance. We have not done Avalon, but I've done a lot of work with Avalon. If Avalon were on the map, somebody could see that experiential, unique place from anywhere in the world or from right down in Alpharetta and get a feel for what's going on. The shopping center, when it's also being sold, it's a great tool to have. Because once you capture it, say, using the Avalon example, we captured Avalon Boulevard, I think is what it's called, the main street. And we did a facade of each of the places. You as the owner of Avalon, I'm not sure who owns it now, I know it was North American Properties, but Hines or somebody who owns it, that is their Google walkthrough. So when you find the business Hines on Google, and you get connected to that map, that's not connected to when you search Chili's, whatever. It's 2 different things. Chili's could also have theirs where you come into Chili's, but from the commercial real estate perspective, someone's able to walk that entire place and get a feel for it from a consumer side or from a sales side. Also, if you don't have a budget for a big video, I would argue that this is sometimes more powerful than just watching a 2-minute or a 90-second video.
Well, it gives me the idea that if you're managing or controlling owning a shopping center or mixed-use development, and you can help your tenants get a lot more Google juice and get extra visitors to their store. But
you're benefiting as the owner, right, not as the business.
But you know how commercial real estate owners are concerned about money.
Right.
If each store spent $399, they did their own, and you came out and said, all right, we're going to go to every store. There's a discount. It's usually $400 now. It's $399.
Right.
and he'll do your store while you're here.
And I've had some cases like that.
And you get more traffic to the whole center.
Right, which benefits you as the owner. I had a small center here that did their center, and we also accented it with a few drone shots because they were really nice. And so basically you walk around, but also you could be up in the sky in 3 positions. Now you're seeing context beyond the shopping center. So there's Buckhead in the distance. There's Perimeter in the King and Queen building in the distance, and then you jump down onto the property. So when that person did theirs as X company, they also paid to these guys, to the Chili's of the world and whoever, and said, we're going to also do yours. So that's a separate entity, but it really benefits the shopping center in the end.
Right, yeah, because you just want more traffic to the whole complex, right?
Yes.
To help out everybody.
And be careful with vendors, because there's a lot that you'll go and you'll find something on the map, and then you look around and you see a reflection, then there's the camera. It just kind of blows it for the consumer.
Yeah.
You look down, you see a tripod. That's just stuff that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And that's stuff that.
And if you want to see an example of an office, Google Bull Realty.
Yeah.
BullRealty.com or Bull Realty's office, where Our corporate office is at 50 Glen Lake Parkway, and you can, so you come to the street, and then you walk in our double glass doors, and you
can
walk around.
right in here.
You can walk in and see the studio.
Yeah, which is really cool for someone who hasn't seen what this is like.
Yeah.
Which is kind of arguing our whole purpose of why it's done.
Yeah.
You'll be standing out in front of your building, and then one click, and then boom, you're inside and walking around.
So come see us in the studio.
Yeah, via
virtually. All right, Steve, great information. Thanks for joining us.
You're very welcome.
All right, and thanks for joining us. So stay with us. We'll have more on retail and retail real estate. Stay with us. I'm Michael Bull. This is America's Commercial Real Estate Show.